Welcome to The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show on television here at Channel 1. Tonight we're having a special conversation with the group chairman for Tobinco, whose company has been embroiled in a legal battle with the FDA for the past 5 years. Those of you who know, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, that company faced some serious challenges with the Food and Drugs Authority, who impounded some of the company's products, locked up their warehouses, and put the company in a lot of bother. They decided to go to court in 2019, and only a couple of weeks ago, they got vindication and have come out to speak to the press. I was speaking to Dr. Samalamo Tobing on his life, on the company and the group he heads, the legal challenges with the FDA, and the general business environment for the pharmaceutical sector. Stay with us. Welcome back. So my guest is Samalamo Tobing, Group Chairman of the Tobinco Group. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Wow. So your company, your group has how many companies?
About 13 companies.
13?
Yes.
Can you list them?
Yes. We have the international trade that trades with the sub-regions. Mm-hmm. We have Abbey National, that is the bank. We have private insurance. We have Entrance University Hospital. We have Entrance University Science and Science School, as a university. And we have Tobinco proper. We have, what do they call it? Atenka Media Village. We have Ajenkwa, Kumase. We have Ahoto, Takrade. We also have Top Blues. Wow. That's the properties. And I think, I don't have them in
Amazing.
And a door event, which we do events.
Wow. But how did you start? Which of them did you start with? How did you start?
We started with Tobinco. The mother company is Tobinco. And about, Tobinco is barely about 35 years. But those days we were hawking on the street, so I don't count those days. But if I really count when we started the chemical shop, it's about 30 years ago when I came back from Tokyo.
So yes. You started by hawking pharmaceuticals? I
started by hawking things like books and other things on the streets of Accra. Then I moved to pharmaceuticals in the villages.
Wow.
Yes.
So when did you go to Japan? What did you go and do there?
I went to Japan at the age of 25, and that was in the 1989. I traveled to Tokyo, not to Shikoto is work, and not as in studying or not as in school, but as the normal hustling.
To hustle in Japan.
To hustle in Tokyo, yes. I was in Tokyo for 5 years, and I enjoyed the place.
So when did you come back, and when did you decide to start a pharmaceutical business?
So I came back 1994 after 5 years staying in Tokyo. So when I came back, I started I came back to pharmaceuticals. I was hawking before. So when I came back, we opened a chemical shop in Dakuma. Then I started.
So one chemical shop that was
one chemical shop at
retailing
Dakuma.
Pharmaceuticals.
Retailing, not just retail, not retailing pharmaceuticals, but not a pharmacy shop. This is a chemical shop. You see those small shops, they are being called chemical shops. And you must sell OTC, that's over-the-counter drugs. And this is what I started with.
So you are not a pharmacist?
I'm not a pharmacist. Wow. I'm a businessman.
Amazing. So at what point did Tobinco, because the first time a lot of us heard of Tobinco properly would be in the 2000s.
Yes.
And then of course, when you had your major issue with FDA in 2013, you got into the news.
Yes.
So by the year 2000, was Tobinco a big company?
By the year 2000, yes, no, yes.
When Kufuor came to power?
Yes, the year 2000, I had 2 pharmacy shops and 1 chemical shop. One at Kutubabi, the year 2000. And the year 2000, I also had the Nima pharmacy shop. And I still maintain my chemical shop at Dakuma, the one I started with. And that year 2000 was the year I traveled to India to start importation through one man called Mr. Kamat, an Indian.
Is that Bliss?
That's the Bliss.
So your partners in India?
My partners in India started in 2000. The year 2000, that 2000 that you mentioned.
Wow.
Yes, it's the time I started importing from.
So India. What would you say was your breakthrough? You know, everybody's business, there's a year you say something happened that you really became big.
Yes.
What was your breakthrough
as a matter of fact, my breakthrough time is the 2000, the year 2000. See, we're in the pharmaceutical industry. Most of the products have been imported from India. So I saw that these things that we import from India, why not going to India too? So I was not having anything then. I sold my electrical shop at Opera Square. I have an electrical shop. When I came from Tokyo, I opened an electrical shop at Opera Square. So I sold that shop and everything in it, and I got money. Then I traveled to India. So when I came back from India, I didn't get any company. So I was here in my shop at Nima, but I gave my complimentary cards out that whoever want to call should call. So after about 4 months, then this man Mr. Kamat called me, and we started business. So that time, that 2000 is my big breakthrough in life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So by 2013, when you had issues with FDA, how big was Tobinco? What was
2013, by the grace of God, 2013, that was, that's about, 2013 means, that's about, by that time we've been able to build our factory. So now Tobinco was big. We're doing a lot of importation. Now if I was not the first, second to my brother, Ernest Chemist. Yes, because now we're big time.
So by 2013, you were not only importing, but you were manufacturing?
No, 2013,
or you were just
we were importing. We've not started manufacturing.
Good.
We are done, we finished with the plant. I've imported all the machines and everything. The 2013, the products haven't come out yet from our factory, but we're still importing, yes.
So what do you recall of what happened to you in 2013 in a summary? I know it's a difficult experience for you, but what actually happened with FDA and all of those?
It was rather unfortunate that 2013 that didn't happen to us. Dr. Stephen Puni happened to be a short time frame. If I mention short time frame, I've been known him for long. I knew him when he resumed the office of as the CEO of FDA. And in this our industry, all the CEOs become our friends automatically. But we went there one day. We are friends, but one day he called me and I went there. And he complained that we've imported a fake G-Sunate Plus as a suppository for children, and we want to kill children. And I was shocked, and he was so furious. He was annoyed. Beating his table, said, I'll bring you down. All his officials were there. His manager, departmental heads were all in the conference room there. He was so much annoyed, so much furious. So I also respond back. And I told him, no, boy, so it was a bit of a misunderstanding. But then I was with my Indian partner. He invited him to come. So when we're moving out of the premises of FDA, on the street, their main street in front of the FDA, we saw some people in a car. Then they crossed our car in a Rambo style, so they came, opened their cars in a way. Then they came to our car, they opened our doors, and they came and they brought us out. They said, "If you have to be quiet. If you say anything, we'll use against you at the law court." And all that, those threatenings. So we were quiet, and they put us in their car. Then they drove us to BNI. I think it's now NIB also.
Yes.
Yes. They sent us to NIB, their office at 37. So we're locked up there for almost the whole day. Almost the whole day. Then in the course of the evening, we were released. Then the next day, they asked us to come. The next day, the third day, the fourth day. So on the fourth day, with the frustrations, we were there. Every day when we go, we were being locked to the late evening. So on the fourth day, they brought a letter for us to sign. If we want to be released, we should sign these letters that we should. They've typed it that we admit that you've imported fake products. One is on my letterhead and one is on my partner's bleach GVS letterhead. So we couldn't, because we want our freedom, we thought that when we do that, we'll be released. So we signed. I signed and my friend too signed. Little do we know that this guy needed those documents to publish that. We've admitted that, yes, indeed, we brought those products. And amazingly, it was from that time, that is how the whole thing started. Then when we saw that this guy, if you say we'll stay quiet and be in our office, this guy will definitely destroy both companies and destroy my life. I mean, company that I've built from infancy, from my childhood, hawking on the street, building it gradually to this level. And at that time, we're having over 700 staff. That is Tobinco alone. So when it came like that, then we also started moving out to the media. So we have to tell our story for people to know what he's saying and what he has brought out wasn't right, wasn't there.
So which means that at the time, the FDA had banned your products beyond the accusation that you had imported substandard or fake medicine. They had also put some sanctions on your company?
They've not done that yet. That was the early stage.
So this was the beginning?
That's the beginning. We didn't know it will escalate to the point that they will ban and they will also, seize the products, collect the products to ban. We didn't know that. So this.
But what was the volume of product that you were accused of importing? Was it a lot? That was substandard.
Substandard was just one product.
How many containers of that?
Just samples. just a little.
But after that, other products of yours were confiscated?
So all my other products, he included every product of mine. Even those that we've sold to the teaching hospitals that are even dispensing, selling, the pharmacy shop, the retail shops, the small hospitals, every product was being, termed as fake. That is where he started moving out from hospital to hospital, our warehouses with trailers to pack them, to just take them to burn them.
But why didn't you seek legal redress at the time if you believe that you were innocent?
I didn't seek legal redress because I thought that the guy was so powerful. What will you do as a businessman? You run to people that can rescue the issue. See our judiciary or our court system. See how long these things take. So I thought that let me go to this. I went to a Tobinco-FDA. He came to his office. We sat there 4 hours. The guy didn't mind us. I went to his former His Excellency Mohammed's house, pleaded with President Mohammed, please kindly rescue the situation. He couldn't do it. In a sense that the guy was so strong. He would tell you, be quiet, don't go on air. By the time you realize there are 4 trailers in Western region loading our products to the burning site. And it was, that time it wasn't easy, sir. So you can.
So some would say you signed to admit that you did wrong, and also you were going to people to try and plead with him instead of taking him on. Is it that he was powerful, or you also knew you had done something wrong?
At all, it wasn't that.
So are you saying that the accusation that the medicine you imported was substandard was wrong?
What I realized at that time was that I saw that the media was so powerful. He was basically using the media platforms to fight. The instruments and things that he should have collected from the Minister of Health then, that woman, what's her name? Sherry Aiti. He didn't take anything from her. She went on the media stations, the TV, radio stations, and just showing them the product that these products are fake. So what we also did was go in, battle with him on the same grounds.
Is this why you set up Atinka Media?
That's later. I saw how powerful the media is. I saw that people can just destroy your whole career. And that also brought in other subsidiaries. I didn't intend to have all these subsidiaries of all this school and all this insurance and companies and all that. But I saw that this country is not safe to have one company. If anybody get up and crash your company, you'll be out of business.
But I'm still trying to understand something. So
Yes.
you are accused of importing a substandard medicine.
Yes.
You admit under duress that you've done this.
Yes.
And then the head of the organization goes ahead to now blacklist all your products.
Yes. They did not initially do that. They later collected the products to ban. That is what they
Under
did.
the, I believe
Under
that
the
they were substandard products. Or
Under-
unregistered,
under-
because there are
under-
different things. Is it that they were not registered, that they were substandard, or they were...
Under that, the product, the registration of the product has expired. We have product being having date and expired. We are not talking about a product expired. We are talking about registration of a product that has expired. So because some of the products and some of the products that we've registered with them, the date, the registration has expired. And those that the registration hasn't expired, they collected all and they seized all.
So you're saying some had expired, you admit that?
The registration, yes, has expired, yes.
But they added the non-expired registration to that.
With that, even if product registration expired, doesn't have any harm. These same products that were registration were expired, after he was moved to Cocoa Board, Hudu Muntari, the next CEO, registered all. Regulator doesn't mean you have to, if a product, I've registered this product and it has expired, you have to carry on and go and bend them.
So the subsequent CEO registered his products.
Registered all those products. You should have just regulated us and tell us to come and register. And he even collected a fine from us. We paid money for not
him, the FDA.
The FDA, not him, the FDA.
Yes.
The FDA, he acting as a CEO then, asked us to pay money. And we did pay the money.
So you are making this sound like it's a personal thing between you and the man,
exactly.
and not the institution.
Exactly. It's not FDA.
So how come you hadn't gone to court from 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016? You only chose to go to court in 2019.
See, why do I have to rush to court? You have to repair the damage. I really had a very, very serious damage in my spirit, in my inner man, and my business as well. My family were all wounded. It was a serious wound. So why do I have to go to court to add more injury? Let me repair my home. Let me put the company in order. When I'm strong and I'm fit, then I can fight. That is why we waited. We didn't, and indeed, by the grace of God, God really helped us to put the company on track again. The staff were all secured. We were able to open other subsidiaries. Then we said that now that by the grace of God we settled, let's go in and seek redress.
The Herald newspaper today is alleging that Tobinco and FDA officials are cooking a dubious 94 million CD judgment debt. They wonder, among other things, how the 94 million was arrived at, because according to them, when they calculated the various things, so there was the 25 million for damages, another 500,000 for cost, and then another 54 million, which they feel is strange. Number two, they say the current CEO wrote some things around your company, but it appears the defense of FDA was weak in court. So basically, if you read the story, it suggests that you're probably getting more than you deserve, and the whole judgment debt thing, the timing of it is also quite suspicious. What's your comment?
See, if the courts agreed and accepted our damages that we submitted to the court, the total damage we demanded from the court was 18 to 20 million US dollars. Yes. This is what the court gave us. And even this one is just because we wanted, in fact, the joy I have in me is my name and the internet, that we have bad names, bad reputation, that has imported fake drugs and all that on the internet now. And it's my prayer that this good thing will come and clean the past. so that tomorrow my descendants will not come and somebody will tell them that your daddy imported fake products and all that.
So for you, the vindication is more important than even
more
amount.
important. If not, I would have gone to appeal court, appeal for what they've paid, what they've issued to us.
So you think the money you ought to have gotten is more than?
I said 18 to 20 million dollars.
Dollars.
Yes, and calculated by 15.5 plus interest. What happened was that, you see, what they calculated, they gave us 24 million Ghana cedis, and additional 500 something thousand, and 60 something thousand. This is what the court offered us. And this one that he offered us, we have to work this in 8 years ago. So the 8 years ago interest is what has increased it to the 90 something thousand.
So just for viewers' purposes, the court gave 24 million.
Yes.
At the prevailing bank rate, and then another 511,000.
Yes, good.
And then 67.
Yes.
From January 2015 at prevailing bank rate. When you put all together, you have 24, 511 plus 64, bringing the total to 93.
That will not bring the total to 93.
Well, that's the calculation they did.
That will bring the total to maybe approximately 25.
Sorry, yes, so 24 plus 500, plus 63.
Yes, approximately 25 million.
So that's what you're getting?
That is what I should have gotten. But from that time to today,
the interest is what moved it to 93.
Yes.
Interesting. This is the point of view. We're talking to Samuel Tobing, who's the group CEO of the Tobinco Group, which involves many things. They're into pharmaceuticals, they're into health, training, they are into financial service and insurance, and also media. We'll discuss other issues when we come back. For example, how strong is Ghana's pharmaceutical manufacturing industry? We still import 70% of our pharmaceuticals. What can people like him, NS Chemist, Dampon and Co. do to strengthen that? The government gave pharmaceuticals some support during COVID. What have they done with it to show that they can protect us next time there's a big epidemic? Can they manufacture the COVID vaccine, as an example? And also the relation between business, media, and politics. We'll ask him about that when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome to The Point of View. Tonight we're talking to the group chairman of Tobinco Group, 13 companies, pharmaceuticals, media, financial services, events, and the rest of it. Big story, a few days ago, they won a court case against the Food and Drugs Authority. Over 25 million cedis in damages plus interest, bringing the amount to almost 93 million. We're asking, what does this mean for the company? Their trials and tribulation occurred in the 2013-2014 era. Why did they wait till 2019 to go to court? He will address that. We'll also come to issues around the pharmaceutical industry itself. We still import a lot. What can we do to balance that equation? So let me just clarify this. You were in trouble in 2013, 2014.
Yes.
You went to see Asedun Ketia, went to see Mahama. They couldn't help you.
Yes.
And I was asking why you waited for 6 years to go to court.
Yes.
Because that suggests that, and you were saying that it's because you wanted to build your company.
Yes.
Okay. Is that the only reason why?
Yes. Then I quite remember that in that time we even sent him to court.
You did go to court?
In the period of the epidemic, I mean the period of the matter, we sent him to court.
That is the FDA?
We sent FDA to court for that matter, openly, yes, FDA to court.
What year is this?
2013, December thereabout.
And what happened?
And he asked us to withdraw the case, and he will stop.
Is this on record?
We have the newsprint to prove.
But why would
it came to papers that Tobinco has withdrawn the case from court. It's in the newspapers.
But this sounds like very interesting mistakes. First, you are made to sign something that you didn't write, and then you take a case out of court that you were not.
We want settlement. We want the case to stop. We want our products not to stop, not to be bent. You see, we really want this case to stop. So we go to media, we go to the radio station, TV station to talk. They ask you, don't go, we'll stop. We will not continue banning your products. You go to a friend, the court, when we went to court, he said, don't go, you stop, you draw the case. Then others will call you, cause people to call you that, tell Tobinco to withdraw the case, and the case will be over. We have evidence to that. We have evidence that we went to court at that time. Then when we saw that, then we have to just fight with the media.
So in your view, the media was very critical in all of this?
The media was just being pushed around by him.
So you decided to set up a media house because of this?
I set up a media house because of that.
So the whole Atinka village...
I'm telling you, that is the reason why I said that.
To support...
To wait for anything like that.
To fight your battles for you.
To fight anytime, anything like that happen
But that's
again.
funny, because in our job, we are not set up to fight anybody's battle. We are set up to look for truth. The purpose of media is to publicize information, education, entertain information, not to defend a business.
But when it happens that you come into our shoes and the media is defaming and destroying you, then you understand how important the media is. That is what they do. FDA and the opponents regime use the media proper. Every newspaper then had my picture, my partner's picture. Every media house, every television station at that time. I think you were around then. So you heard about this issue. So the way the media was able to push us, if not by the grace of God, my guys also came out, the same media, to explain the issue. Then people say, how can this guy import fake products? He has been in this system and all this while. And amazingly, in the good side is that medicines are, when you take medicine, you feel it. If it is bad, you feel it. If it is right, if it is efficacious, you know. So the medicines that from my company that people have taken justify that no, it's not true.
How were you able to survive for Tobinco to still be a going concern today? How were you able to survive?
The factor is Christ. The factor is Jesus. If it's not him, it will not get to this level. It is Christ. We really, we did not depend on him when we came to crisis. We were with him, and he was with us. Before we had this problem, whatever that the pastors will tell us we do, pay your tithes, we pay. So you don't know so once we trust it, what trust it. You pray, you pray. Anything they will tell you, you do. And when you do that, you are not doing it for them, you do it for yourself. In terms of crisis like this, in fact, it is him. It is him. But not only him, not only Christ, but we also saw that the damage is huge. So we must work hard. We must put all our life, our hand in it to turn the whole field back. And so that is how.
What happened to your partner, Bliss? Are they still in business?
My partner company was banned, and we were in business till 2 years ago. They decided to, part away. So they've opened their own company here in Ghana, and they brought in Indians to start their own.
So your partner is not your competitor?
It's my competitor. As far as the pharmaceutical business is concerned, we are competitors. Yeah. Yesterday they called and they wish me, they wish...
is the man still, the Kamath, is that his name?
Oh yeah, Mr. Kamath, he's there.
He's still there?
Yes, Mr. Kamath and his in-law.
Explain the pharmaceutical industry in Ghana to me. I'm told we import 70% of our medicines and the locals manufacture 30%. Is that correct?
That is right. It's just because the local players are few. We are few. That is all. That is why.
I'm surprised because even under the NDC, you got support. When Minister Haruna was trade minister, I remember there was a certain arrangement for local pharmaceutical companies to be supported by the government. And during COVID as well, this government tried to support you collectively to develop some local alternatives when we realized that we're going to have challenges. So the industry has been supported by governments.
In the COVID time, no, they didn't support the industry in any way.
They did not?
No. We are just introduced the local things like sanitizers and things too.
So the government did not give you any support?
No. I don't think they give anybody. Let me talk.
At least you are not sure.
Let me talk of my company. Oh, I think that they supported maybe the small scale industry also. Then I don't know. But for my company and at my levels, I don't think that.
Who are the biggest 5 pharmaceutical local companies in Ghana?
If I'm mentioning
Ghanaians.
then I'll mention our senior brother, NS Chemist.
NS Chemist.
I'll mention myself.
Tobinco.
I'll mention Kinapharma.
Kinapharma.
I'll mention Kama. And I'll mention Dampon.
These are the top 5.
Dampon, yes. These are the people that I know for now.
There are others in Ghana, but not run by Ghanaians necessarily.
Yes, the others in Ghana that are owned by Indians. Other pharmaceutical plants, manufacturing plants that are owned by Indians.
But there's also Danex I-18. There are Ghanaians involved, aren't there?
Oh, Danex. You mean which company did you mention?
Danex I-18.
Okay, Danex, Athens, and Starwin.
Yes.
There are 3 companies.
But I think there are Ghanaians involved.
Oh, the owner is a Ghanaian. The owner is a Ghanaian.
And when you put the Ghanaian companies together, in terms of the volume for the market, what percentage will it be?
We are not that strong. If you mention even the other companies that I've mentioned, they are not that strong.
So in terms of the foreign companies,
the foreign companies are there. And
mostly from where?
India. They are all Indians.
Do they compete with the same level as you?
The same level.
Is there any protection for you from the GIPC?
No.
Or the Ministry of Trade?
No. The same level, but the bad side of it is that they may, I will use the word may, but I don't know. But they get soft loans from their countries, which has a very minimal interest rate, and they come to compete with us. So how will you compete with a person who has gotten a very soft loan?
So where do you get money from as Ghanaian manufacturers and Ghanaian? Do you get from Ghanaian banks?
The same bank.
What interest rate do you pay?
30.
So
about 30%.
So the Ghanaian pharmaceutical companies, your main source of funding is Ghanaian banks.
Where will you go? If you are lucky and the government give support like they give those days from a true Enzyme bank, then you get some lesser rates.
So you are not able to compete with the foreign companies in Ghana?
It is difficult. That is why, you see, the clear thing is that, you see, the country has we have a very serious problem to tackle in the near coming years if we don't address this issue as a national thing. When we get to Uganda and other countries very close to us here, Uganda, Kenya, and those Eastern Africa, the Indians have dominated the whole pharma industry. They are in charge. And may God forbid, but if the government not doing anything about it, very soon this is what will happen in Ghana.
But I think so you're saying even you, NS, Kinapharma, Kama, Tobinco, I see your outlets a lot, Dampon and Co. You're saying that the Indians may take over.
They may take over because, you see, we are not strong and we are all senior people now. Though our children, our people are coming in, but I think that we must also support, the government must support the young pharmaceutical companies.
In what way?
Financially. Give them support financially. Put factories. Give them support to put industries like mine. You see, not all the guys may go through what I went through to be able to build my factory. You see, some of them are struggling. They are doing importation. Tomorrow, the dollar price goes high. The margins are small. The goods will come to port. They may not get money to clear. Demurrages will catch in with them and all that. So the young guys that are doing importation now, that must now, at least at this time, graduate to manufacturing, are not being supported. It is my plea, it is my really heart plea that the government must see to that area so that we can build these young guys and we do that they can also put up factories like mine. And when we do that, we are building the future pharma industry.
The factories you build, do you manufacture your own brands or you manufacture generic versions of foreign brands? Do you have a relationship?
Or you manufacture generics. Every factory will definitely, generics has its expiring dates so far as the owners of those brands are concerned. After 10 years, it becomes generic for any company to manufacture.
And is our quality comparable to the original?
The same. It's only that the FDA in any country must regulate, and our country FDA. See what they mentioned there. I didn't talk about it. on the 93, they said we've connived with the FDA. Who would do that there? If you see what they did at the courts law, I didn't even know that this case, I told myself that even if we did not, we will go for appeal, we'll go to Supreme Court with what this guy has done. FDA people were there for this 5 years. And when you read the judgment, everything is there. People will just write this. If they do not read the judgment, they should go to pick the judgment and read it. When you
so the FDA put up a strong defense.
Very, very strong defense, that is the word. They put up a very strong, powerful defense. I must go to the box to defend myself. I asked my young man, Justice Annan, to come and support me as a witness. We have to work. I picked a very good lawyer. Even that one, I didn't get the money I want.
Philip Addison.
Philip Addison.
So you wanted more?
Yes, that is what they've destroyed. And you know what? That time the dollar was 2 to 1. So the goods that were destroyed, we imported them in dollars. So that 24 million we are talking about is a whole dollar that I bought 24 million Ghana cedis at that time. And the dollar was 2 to 1. So that time it was $12 million.
And that today is going to be much more.
Yes. So even if that one was given, so those who wrote this do not understand the dynamics of the whole calculation. They don't understand. The 24 million 10 years ago was 2 to 1 to Bank of Ghana rate. And those drugs were bought. I purchased those 12 million products. They were at the port and they put sanctions on it. And
but you are not the only local pharmaceutical, so why would somebody pick on you and not the others?
Oh, you know, Ghana for you, you can be picked at any time because we have this party here, party there. Because you may have grudge with that person and that person. It depends on the size of your company.
Do you think it was political?
I can't tell, but I don't know why the guy did that. I really do not know. Till today, I cannot pinpoint what maybe, I don't know. If I say it's political, then I'm associating myself that I'm an MPP. You understand? Because, but I don't know why he did that. I don't know. I don't know.
So you spoke to leading members of the MDC at that time?
Nobody was able to stop him. He's so strong and so powerful man. I mean, he said he would do to me as he did to Samenshia. And this Samenshia is a woman who...
Is this on record? You are repeating this on
It's on record. I mean, it's on the whole thing. I mean, there's nothing to hide.
So you made this, you said this in court?
I said it in court. It's in the judgment. You read the judgment. See my level and my... why will I destroy if somebody is doing that to me? I will not be happy. Why will I destroy him for what?
You are in financial services now, Abbey National,
Yes.
savings and loan.
Yes.
You've complained about high interest rates, but I'm
Yes.
sure your company also charges the same.
It's the system. It's the system.
What does that mean?
We are all running the same system. We are in the same country. We buy the same food. I mean, it's the system. What they do, we do some. The system.
So you are in savings and loans?
Savings and loans is not even a bank. It's not even a bank.
So what do you think should happen for the interest rate to come down?
I don't know because I'm not in that industry and I don't have any knowledge to tell them to. But I think that when we increase our exports, here in my company, the international trade, we do a lot of export. In all the sub-regions except Nigeria, I don't go. Because Nigeria, I don't know, before I had in mind there's this kidnapping and all that, so I didn't want myself or my people to go there. This is my personal, this one. But apart from Nigeria, all the sub-regions, in all this region, Burkina, Mali, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Liberia, Sierra Leone, we supply all. Even today, a lot of traders have moved to Burkina and Benin.
So you manufacture drugs here that you send there,
Yes,
or
yes,
you
yes.
import?
No.
This is
my
not
factory.
This is not. So you manufacture here and then you
I do a lot
to the whole of West Africa.
I do a lot
and
of.
they pay you in dollars, cedis, or CFA?
Euros.
So you think more exports will help the currency to be stronger and bring the interest rate down?
More export. The government should put in more for people to manufacture. See, if we manufacture, like the whole West Africa would be like one country for our farmer.
So in pharmaceutical in West Africa, which country is the strongest in terms of local production?
Pharmaceutical in West Africa is Ghana and Nigeria. No
so
other country.
You even export to Cote d'Ivoire?
I've exported everywhere.
Senegal?
Even Cameroon.
By air or by ship?
By sea.
By sea?
By sea. Recently, my 7 trailers went to Niger. They have to be they were caught by the rebels and they were blocked from entering a point to they were there for about 1 month. They were driving to supply Senegal medicines because we heard that they don't have it, and the Minister of Health called me that I should bring some medicines. Even they've not paid us, but we went there to supply. So
Ghana's capacity in West Africa is strong. If we develop, we can...
So strong. And I'm not the only person that supplies West Africa.
So your competitors also do?
The others also supply.
Let's talk about the other issue. You deal with insurance as well. What's the insurance company called?
Private insurance.
Wow. How do you get time to do all these 13 companies?
You don't do it yourself. You engage the people with integrity and people that can work hard.
So how many people are under your employment?
No, there are many. About barely off head, barely about 2,000. Barely.
Across the 13 companies?
Across the 13 companies, maybe more. But what I have in mind,
2,000.
About 2,000.
We're still talking to Samuel Tobinco, who is the group chief executive of the Tobinco Group. Of course, they're in the news because they won a court case against the FDA and they won damages. But we're discussing not just that, but other aspects of business, pharmaceutical industry, media, financial services, and all of that. Stay with us. Welcome back. So we're talking to Samuel Tobinco, who is the group CEO of the Tobinco Group, the spearhead being Tobinco Pharmaceuticals. They do have a manufacturing firm, Entrance. They also have a university of a kind, as well as financial services, media, the Atenka Group, and the rest of it. For somebody who runs 13 companies with over 2,000 employees, you seem like a very simple person. And you don't, I used to assume you were a pharmacist, but you are very basic. Your education is very basic. You are very, in terms of your formal education. Tell me about your background.
My background is, I just finished elementary school.
Wow.
And from there, I tried entering into RACO, that is Royal Academy of Accountancy at Accra, Newtown there. And I went to 200, to level 200. And is it level 200 then? It was a secondary school, Form 2, Form second year. Then I went out and I started selling from the street.
So your formal education is up to original formal education, RACO?
RACO.
Wow.
RACO.
So you were born in Accra, Newtown?
I was born in Accra, Newtown. So RACO is where I ended all my education. The other ones were just reading that year, reading this year.
So you learned on the job?
On the job. I learned on the job.
Did anybody train you? Were you who's the greatest? Who helped you in training or shaping your business ideas?
Shaping my life and my business ideas were done by, I think, Tokyo, Japanese people.
The 5 years you spent there?
The 5 years I spent there. I really, that's why I said I really enjoyed the place.
So do you use Kaizen in the Japanese management approach called Kaizen? Do you use it in your work?
Kaizen?
Yes.
No, I don't.
You don't use Kaizen?
I don't know Kaizen.
You don't know Kaizen?
But they are kind of people that they really work. They really take their work very serious.
Wow.
And they don't rely on people. They want to do it themselves. They want to push people to do their job. And it's a kind of people, their integrities are excellent. And I think that is where I was mainly trained.
As a Christian who goes to Church of Pentecost, seeing Japan as a society advance, do you not worry about the quality of Christianity in Ghana, in the sense that a lot of us say we are Christians here, a lot of Ghanaian workers are not honest. Most Japanese are very honest. If you look at the way they behave, what doesn't that tension worry you? Do you not see a contradiction somewhere?
Seriously. You see, when I was in Tokyo, when you leave your money here, you go 2 days, you come and find your money back. They don't fight, they don't steal, they don't take. I mean, there's nothing like we taking somebody's, nothing like that. But in Ghana, this is where we belong. So whatever that happens here is, you cannot go out of it. You have to be in it. Working with staff in Ghana, that is the most headache side. So if I say working with staff, then what do I mean? I mean, some of the staff, some of them, it's a big problem.
Getting quality people to work with is not easy.
Getting honest people with integrity, people that fears God to work with in this country is a hell.
Why? Is it they will steal your money? What would they do? Is it they will be lazy? What's the problem?
The problem is that they don't only steal money, they steal time. If only they will steal the money. And use their total time of 8 hours that the government have stated. They steal money and they will steal the time, they will not work. You go and see them stealing your internet or your this one too. They will use and watch videos, watch movies. It's very difficult, but I don't know. It is just by the grace of God, the kind of companies here, we survive.
How will the next generation of entrepreneurs come? You've talked about a lot of you who started pharmaceuticals are now older. In some countries, we see multi-generational companies. Companies like Ford started over 150 years ago. That seems to be a challenge for your generation of business leaders. How do you hope to address that?
I think that it's not that bad. Looking at our senior brother in this chemist has his son taking over. I have my daughter also taking over. And I think other colleagues also have theirs like that. So the succession plan is there. It's not bad. But from there, I hope they also do same. But my daughter,
she's interested in the business.
She's interested. She's there, working there, and she's doing law. So she go to school to study, and she come back to the office. So she's in it. And we are trying to, she enjoys the work. And that is my joy, that she enjoys the work, and she loves it.
What's the most important thing that needs to be done for Ghanaian companies, not just pharmaceuticals, for Ghanaian companies to be strong? What should the government do to make Ghanaian companies strong?
We should keep them. We shouldn't kill our own companies.
What do you mean?
Like what Opuni did to me. Like what other companies have been, destroyed. We don't let our companies grow because when we see you coming up, then we tie you with a party. We tie you with that party. Then underground, they'll be pinning you. Either your goods will come to the port, they will not allow you to clear the goods, or either this one, or the bank will pin you, or the regulator. The regulator will pin. I'm not saying FDA, as in the people there now. There will be so many things that they will tie you with, so you will not grow. So the government should really, all the governments that will come should be flexible and encourage the business people. Put in money, encourage them, and let the duties and things to be minimized. You see, sometimes the duty and things that comes in so high, you cannot import. So the businesses do not grow. Like Nigeria, see, a lot of Nigerian business people have grown. Nigeria has a lot of businessmen there. A lot of businessmen, because they leave them, they even invest in them. They intentionally invest in them. Government should pick over at least 10 people. Every government, if it is NDC, MPP, let them pick just 10 people, just 10. Let's assume this party, whoever comes or whoever wins the next 4 months, should have it in his manifesto that I'm going to pick 10 Ghanaians business people to bring them up and invest in these 10 people. Just invest in them. Sit with, guide them, do everything to support them. Then another party will come next time, you also build 10 people. By 20 years' time, you see huge business people that the country will produce. I think that when we take them as our own, we get closer to them. That's the president, the government, take the business people as our own. They don't even know what I do, what I go through. Nobody cares. They will give you loan and nobody mind. And even the money is not there to be given. They give us 5 million. How long now? Over 8 years now that that 5 million was given to us. And nothing else has ever happened again. So I think that the government should invest in the business people. It should pick just some few.
How do we reduce corruption in Ghana? Because now we are told it's not just in politics. Even private sector, everybody is corrupt. That's what we are told.
You see, corruption, corruption, even in the church, there's corruption.
Serious?
Yes.
So there's corruption everywhere in Ghana?
Everywhere. So the government should, you see, people do corruption and they are not being punished. That is the problem. People go free. And they will take them to court and they will say that they've gotten they take them to court and court may even rule against them, but they will not be punished.
Wow.
They will not be punished. I don't want to mention names, but look at a case like what we have at hand. They are not being punished. So when the others see that you corrupt, you do.
So how do you deal with corruption in your company?
In my company, if I get you, I'll take you to police and you go to jail. I'll take you to court.
Straight. You
go to police, the normal police nearby. We take you to the court, and if you are not lucky and I got judgment, that one, no mercy. And that is the only thing that would deter a normal Ghanaian from stealing.
But does your company adhere to any ethics yourself? In terms of we don't pay bribes, we don't cut corners, we pay our taxes. Do you do all those?
Why would I not do that? Maybe sometimes you may delay in SNATE and all those things, which is normal with business people. But apart from you delaying paying SNATE and other things, you definitely have to do the right thing because of the name that I have. Because sometimes if you are a small company, it's easy to move yourself around. But if your company becomes to this level, you want to protect the brand, the name. So some of these things, you will not go there. You won't do.
Church of Pentecost has many big businessmen. You are one of them. Is there something the church is doing that we should know? That is great, all these business guys.
It's simple, which I think I don't know whether the other churches are doing the same. The Church of Pentecost is getting out these businessmen out of, bringing us up. We were not like that when we came in. It's a church that made us who we are by the teachings that the church gives through tithing and offering. Tithe and a sacrificial offering. You give sacrificially. Nobody pushes you. Nobody forces you. You give out. And we teach you how to tithe. Give at least 1/10 of your income, your profit to God. Then you do. So those who are doing, those that you see them big, all the big guys, you go to their accounts, you see how much they pay to the church monthly.
And this is to build churches or to support the church's work?
You support the church. You support the church means you are building the church. The church has a lot of liabilities, a lot of problems. They have to pay salary to pastors. We have to pay all the bills, utility bills. And also even in Pentecost, we have over 100, we are into 170 countries. And all the pastors there and their families, the church must take care of them. So it's the business people, by the grace of God, that the church has. It's those people like us that support the church. So we give freely and we give not even thinking about who am I giving to the church in particular or to somebody. You give as you are giving to God. You don't be like, I'm giving to the church or I'm giving to this person. Or you are not tying it to the pastor. So whether the pastor is there, the apostle is there, whoever is not there tomorrow, you don't worry. You pay to God. And that is what grows our business.
Wow.
I came out of this because I pay my tithes to church.
Amazing. Finally, how do you see Ghana, the future of Ghana?
Oh, Ghana, the future is good. The future is bright. If you see a country that has freedom of speech, when you allow somebody to talk, as soon as a person talks, pain goes out. So seeing that alone gives the country a very huge future. If NDC will talk, and NPP will not be hurt, NPP to another platform will talk, and NDC will not be hurt, then we will grow the country. Not like other countries, like recently in Kenya, what came out and the young guys went into the street. Ghana, by the grace of God, is not there. So the future of this country is good, is bright. Only that our leaders should be responsible. And they must sit up and take the country as their own. I said in the other platform that, how many children do we have individually? I have only 3 girls. The president or whoever is coming to power or whoever is in politics, when you take all the money, how many people will you leave the money to? Your children have their own future that they also will build their future. If not your money, if not my factory, my children has their future. One is studying law, one is studying medicine. They also have their future. They will get their own blessings. So why do you take everything and you want to take everything alone? Who are you leaving it for? I don't know. Truly, that is why I pay my tithes, I give money to people to support them. Because whatever I keep alone to myself, how many people will I leave those things to, the money to?
Thank you for talking to us. We wish you well.
Thank you.
Good luck. That was Samuel Tobin, Group CEO of Tobinco, Group 13 companies. They've been through the eye of the storm, they've survived it, and we heard the story. We'll be with you next time. Have a good evening.